G'day YouTubers, here you go, my name's Wilfred West from Wilfred's PC World at Lakeside Cottage in Locksport. Now this is mission 6, Thunder Run. I love this mission. Now let's listen to them talk for a little bit.
80,000 dead. Ground zero was the Urinex exchange. How's it feel? You think I wanted this?
You OGA guys are even more fucked up than I'd heard you were. I'm trying to stop this from happening in New York.
Who do you think did it, Sergeant?
DLR. Solid.
Well, the blast yield matches Russian suitcase nuke specs. We put Dima in country at the same time. Do you know how that looks?
Dima was trying to stop it. The Paris nuke must have been one of the missing ones.
Bullshit. Then what? Didn't you still let it happen?
Sergeant, go back in time to the bank. You said the Paris nuke links to the bank. I am waiting.
I sent out a distress call. Anvil 3, part of Charlie Company First Class. He came to get us. Nobody came to get us.
Okay. Now, this first scene is beautiful. I like how the tanks roll out. Well, at the moment, it looks really good. Look to the left. This is how I think a gunner should sit into a tank. It would be so awesome just to actually modify. See when you're as a gunner, you don't actually get the tank thrown. Okay, I reckon you should have two options so you can sit in the tank. Because you're one type of gun, and another one should be third when you sit outside the tank. Right, to give you that look around. You can freely move there, or you can grab that and use that to shoot, which I think would be interesting to a tank. I think this looks fantastic. I died a couple of times in this one. I eventually worked out the secret of how to handle it. You just stay on the tank side and stay beside a tank. Now at the moment I'm watching this with Adobe Premiere Pro, doing the voiceover. At the same time I'm using Adobe Media Encoder, encoding another one I just made about drying herbs, and also having a look at my setup, how I use Adobe on the computer. And I've got a video I'm watching at the moment on YouTube. Put that pause so I can actually let that expand and watch that. And I'm also uploading a video onto YouTube which is 99% done. There you go, you jump into your tank now. I think the only thing I don't like about this is like when you zoom in on the multiplayer, I've got the triple monitoring. This is one screen at the moment, right? Occasional flashes of light appear on the other side of the screens and that, which is annoying because on multiplayer you have what do you call it? You push zoom and all three screens come up. Right. That's the only thing annoying. Yeah, they quickly track you, that's the only thing I found. I couldn't aim, and it's got my ass handed to me. Oh well, I can't help those things. So what I did then is straight back into it, straight back to keep fighting. I think I'm up to mission 8 or 9 or 10, I think I'm up to. Just taking my time with them and gonna do some more videos. Oh yeah, this is gonna annoy me now. It's gonna pop up and make some little noises telling me who's playing and what. I can't play it at the moment because I'm just chewing up so much. I can pause the encoder. So that's good, Matt. Special say it's an hour and 22 minutes. It's probably giving me about 95 to 99% of the CPU. And I'll tell you in a second. I can move this screen without it actually going. So that died again. Yeah, I'm using 98, 96, 95, 98, 97% of my CPU. Using 9.78 RAM, and I think it was only about 43 to 54 at the most. And I'm using 15% graphics at the moment, with temperature sitting at 38 and the fan sitting at 60. I like the fan, always put the fan at 60 so I can actually, when I go into playing Battlefield 3, I can actually watch it. So at the moment I'm running Logitech webcam software as well, and the reason why I'm using this one because I can use the AT2020 USB mic and I can use it as a voiceover for this one. But I haven't figured out how to do yet with other things yet, so while I run along, so keep dying because it's not good. But it's harder because it's a totally different way of so you can't push C in the C, so you can't get that weird. So playing the machine here, so a lot of the, like in that plane one, there's a lot of different way you can fly the plane. I mean, you could have a plane like that, that you could fly around, and you can use those tactics for that. You know, I think you need a much bigger maps and stuff like that to do it. And it's different, totally different to the multiplayer game, and so this one is totally different to the multiplayer game. It's in some ways it's the same, in some way, but most of a lot of ways it's different. So you can't, when you zoom in, you don't get the triple monitor effect, which I have, which is annoying. Yeah, this is where I found the trick was. Stay hidden. Use that tank as cover. Just duck in, take a shot, duck out, take a shot. Yeah, actually, I pushed this other bloke called you call it a big Bambi, which is interesting. I mean, some of the commentators on YouTubers are pretty funny. I'm probably tone deaf to be funny, but it's really weird. I can hear music perfectly. I can listen to somebody sing or play guitar or play an instrument or sing, and that's off. You know what I mean? So there's something not quite right there. I can hear them, but I cannot for the love of me sing. I'm tone deaf. What you call mono voice. That's pretty word for it. And it doesn't change if I'm excited, sad, happy. It really stays the same. I saw this one quick little thing they did on see the little night view here. Now it's green and black type of thing, right? It's in some ways it's pretty good, but I prefer the multiplayer one, and it looks better. Fair enough. Okay, you can use it to take out tanks easier, and especially in some of these scenes, I tell you, you could not see them. Like you look at the terrain there, it's very, very hard to see a tank unless you have this type of view. Now this is what I think they should have done in what's right now. As I said before, these settings, what I'm running at the moment is all the settings are on custom, all on low except for the mesh quality, which is medium, I think it is. So I can just have that set up because I prefer it that way. It's just the way I prefer to run. And actually that does work because here we go, you change that again and you go into this one. Now I don't know, this is, I'd love to have this in a tank. This is part of the thing, so you ought to be able to laser sight a target, alright, or a distance, and if you do that, tee that up with a remote control plane that you can actually have an option to attack with, or teammates. I prefer for remote control plane. I don't really have team chatting or whatever. I don't know if I can make your tank vulnerable while you're doing this, but you should be able to say once a minute or once every 10 minutes, once every couple of minutes. You should be able to get into something like this and target an area, and a plane flies over and drives phosphorus or drops some bombs or whatever. I mean, that would be good, right? And fair enough, you have to have a range accordingly. You can probably have that expanded. I like this look. This is good. Slots that into there, goes into there, and you just get straight back into that. Now, I think that's a brilliant idea. If you look at it, that was pretty far away from where I fired it from. So that would be another interesting concept to probably put into a tank, where you could actually then go, okay, well, you jump into the tank, you push near buttons as the main driver, and you stop. Right? You can't fire your main gun, you can't move your tank. The only person that protects you would be somebody firing a machine gun, say at the top, something like that, or other vehicles around you, and you can then say view at the enemy at say A. You can, if it's in your the field of view, so you can see it's hard to see tanks, infantry, and stuff like that, unless you use the green section. I tried not to use it too much if I could, because I wanted to show you the map itself. So using that, it's okay. Right? It's like good for me playing, right? But it's not good for you as the YouTubers want to watch it. Right? You're not getting to see all the colours and all that interaction. But I like to stay alive though. I don't want to die 20 times just doing one thing because it looks good. Now I can play Battlefield 3 on Ultra. Now, but I find using Ultra and motion blur and all that does this. I find it motion blur I don't like. So I'm definitely going to have to never use that on this one. And Ultra, fair enough, I can do that, but I just find that the enemies are easier. They hide better in the shadows. You got to take out some, take out a couple more tanks and more infantry, and yeah. But as I said before, I don't want to feel rushing with a tank. Occasionally I do, just because you might have to rush into a situation. You know you're going to die. You might as well rush into a situation and take whatever you can out, and then hoping your team will follow you through and take out the rest. So you can see what I mean. If you look at that, yeah, I'll spawn there. I'll try again. We'll see if we'll try to do it again. But you can see that shows up everything. Alright, much easier than I would have seen it the other way. Well, they're good friend, they do too. But that's all in those settings. So one thing, that's a good idea. You can be able to spot somebody at A, go to there, get your laser designated area, work out what you want to use, like either a phosphorus thing so you can take an enemy, and multiple targets like a bombing run. Single bomb that you can take out, just say a tank or something close to something like that, or even smoke. That'd actually be good. A 3 combination setup would be good into a tank like that. Now fair enough, you'd only have 1 or 2 tanks per team on this side, because they'd be very overpowered and hard. They'd be very overpowered, which could be good and bad. But you probably only have 1 or 2 of these tanks sitting there on the side, where you'd have a gunner on the inside, a gunner on the top, the main gunner, which is yourself, using that. You probably limit that to probably that shell, and probably you can't keep the looks and all that, but then you have the option of that shell and or another weapon on that one, or you can have the flame one on that one, which would be good. We can then laser designated a site using a satellite, basically a satellite map, which is, I like that concept. That'd be interesting. And you'd have extra seat for another gunner, so you technically could have yourself and 2 other people, 3 other people in the tank. You have a spotter, two gunners, one on the outside and one on the inside of the tank. On the outside of the tank, it's fair enough to have more trouble with snipers and whatnot. But he'd be there designed for. No, you could get away with it. You could use it, and yourself. That'd be interesting. But no, that's up to DICE to decide what they want to do. And as I said before, I'm doing all this stuff, and I've ran it, and I've slowed the internet down to 256 kb, I think it is. I used it all up. I've got to wait till the 5th before it goes back to normal internet speed, which is pretty fast. So where I'm living, I can't speed it up any bloody faster here, which is annoying. Because it's going to wait for the national broadband to come in. Not much else I'm talking about really today. This part here is a bit boring. You basically see what I mean? It's like it's harder to see that one than it was to see it in that one. Because of how they set the train up and all that. I have done a couple of videos. I've got to do a couple more videos yet. I've made them. I'm still working on what I want to do yet. I'm going to make little clippets of videos. I've done one little sample video of everything on Ultra. As I said before, I prefer to turn everything down. I still get the same effect. I still get it runs smooth. Like I've got the system that runs it smooth, but then the problem is it heats up. Now you got to take out this convoy, which is take out this tank. Yeah, it should be another tank. Oh, I'll take another tank here. Yeah, you got to take it. Yeah, you get told to stop firing after a while. But you see what I mean? From a distance, it's harder to see that. But it looks fantastic though compared to everything else. So you have 1 hour and 19 minutes for this other video to go up and run. It's only a 20-something minute video. I did record it in several different ways, so. Yeah, this is when the tanks start to run away. I think you got to chase after them. Oh no, you move down the highway. Just trying to remember what I had to do here. Oh, you know you got dust. Oh no, you got to follow these people. They go through a certain section. I think you follow a dust cloud. I'm not quite sure. I think I've done that already. We'll find out. The quality of map is good. Next one, I think it's called Comrades, I think it is. What was that, Comrades? Oh, remember. Still trying to work out everything I'm trying to do. Oh, that's what I'm uploading now, Comrades. I'm sorry. I wasn't quite sure about yeah, this thing, you don't get any attack through here, which is annoying, which I was surprised. I thought you would have been attacked through here. Oh, you're coming up this little weasel. Yep. This part was boring, just driving and I could have got something a bit more interesting in there to attack. Yeah. So we're going to drive up the front.
Looks like someone from Action Outfit. That transport? Engineers. Someone tell that guy there's a war going on.
Now this is how you get your triple monitor effect again. So you get that there. I like how the tank is pretty much grey. And then you run down there. You go hide in the shadows because you don't want to get taken out. And then you have a chat to this bloke here on the right hand side. Sounds like he misses his mama.
I just need someone to get to the trigger and detonate it.
The irony's got two other people standing there with it.
Somebody's gotta get out there, but it ain't gonna be me.
So I'm gonna run down. Run around the tank. Just follow this black line. The black. I just ran back. I don't know why I ran back there for. Yeah. Run along here. Run down there. Run down there. Oh, watch out for the explosion. I'm getting shot. Just basically run and dive down. And you pick up the, something that's snipers or whatever trying to have a go at you. Pick up the little thing. C4 explosion thingy-majiggy, and you run back. Now, you get shot a couple of times in the back as you're doing so. And then you've got to get in the right position. And he's going to tell you, blow it up, blow it up. Oh, they're going to get the right position, and you go, pull the trigger. Okay. For the move. So you crawl along here. So there you go. I can pull the trigger. Everything goes boom. Now this is actually, I like this next part coming up. 1 hour and 16 minutes to go. And you gotta make it way back into your tank again. There's still 99% the other one's done. I'm not gonna click onto it because it'll stop this video. I don't want to do that. I have to stop the other voice recording and do that. So far I've been talking for 21 minutes. Ah, we're back in it. Come on, get it back in the tank. Get back in the tank. Why would you just let me back in the tank? I have to go a certain side. Ah, that's it. Oh, get in. Then you get this gun. Now this would be cool. Sitting on this gun in multiplayer like that. I shoot a whole lot of people who've got the RPG. Shoot that concrete block. Yeah, I was actually sorry about this Facebook thing or so. Just had a quick look today, and I was very funny with the picture. What was it? A whole bunch of Muslims, they're all standing around, half asleep, they all still got news things in the main headlines. It's got 10,000 Muslims or 1,000 Muslims die by Syria, right? No one's doing or lifting a finger about it, no one's complaining about it, they're all sound asleep. Then the next picture, right next to it, they're all writing with the flag. One first got the American flag, then someone's got a package, and then something got American, someone's got like one of the bombs from the league coming out of the black one. And they're all writing, oh, here you go, destroy this car, which is good. Lock out of these cars from the beautiful. And he'll shoot them out. And there's a lot of people that shoot. Triple difference, burst fire, you don't continuous fire here. Just try burst fire, burst fire, burst fire, burst fire. And you get that, except when it comes to the cars, you get a little concentrated. You get a lot of people on the right hand side. It tells you where they are, right or left hand side, on the rooftops, stuff like that. And anyway, the next picture, it's all about that he made that YouTube video, which I found, it's not even a big great job. It was boring. They were probably wasted, how long did it go for? 12 minutes or so. It was a waste of that 12 minutes of 15 minutes of my life watching. Okay, now I reckon probably about 80% or 90% of these people around the world, right, there's Muslims, all that protesting in Pakistan and everywhere else, and the government in Pakistan is actually encouraging them to protest. Okay? They probably never watched this video. Okay? It's just, to me, these people have got short fuses about so-called insults to their prophet. I mean, like, he's not a god, okay? He's not their god. He was their prophet, right? He tried to teach them the holy way. He was going to take out this. You can't get a take out that time, no matter how hard I've tried to take him out. This game, I've also played it when I first played this thing when I first got the game. I couldn't take him out, no matter how hard we tried. They had a couple of people up here, and you listen to a couple of times where you'll find the car comes, I think two on the right hand side, one more on the front, here comes a think. And I think there's people a bit thick-skinned. No, thin-skinned would be the word for it. I'd use. I'd actually feel ashamed because, like, I was watching him destroy containers there. See, there's one there, there's one right behind it. One coming on the right hand side. And let's say, oh, there's one right behind that one. Sorry, my fault. Got that one. Yeah, because two cars coming down there. The one that thing's on the right hand side eventually. And yeah, here it comes. It's taking him before he gets to, because otherwise you're basically going, ooh, okay, no, you're dead. Another one right behind it. Yep. A couple of people up there with RPGs. And you just take time to take them out. But what I was trying to say before is, let's say you've got one person goes, I left my family to come here to protest because that's what you want to do. Okay, fair enough. What happens if one of his daughters gets sick? He could be 100 miles away, over thousands of miles away protesting over a slight that doesn't affect him. It really doesn't affect anybody. It's just, it was, I call it a sick joke. And he can't get notified or whatever because they decided to destroy the mobile phone. Like destroying a government-run banks, for God's sake. So they're not going to get paid. That means if they're working for somebody, they're not going to get any wages.